Hi, everyone. Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins with another severe weather threat for Thursday and Friday, maybe even into the weekend. I mean, it's just been one of those years where day after day after day, we seem to have a severe weather threat somewhere. So we'll talk about that today. Thursday is today, it's August 15th. Looking at the threat assessment for August 15th, wind and hail are about the same, probably a level 2 out of 5, maybe a level 3 in some spots, but generally a level 2 out of 5. And with the wind, that means 60, maybe 70 mile per hour wind gusts, hail, inch to an inch and a half, maybe up to an inch and 3/4. Tornado threat's small, but it's not zero. There's probably going to be a few tornado warnings across the area, both Thursday and Friday, I would imagine. And then flooding, minimal, but not zero as well. We'll probably see a few flash flood warnings in some spots, but again, it doesn't look to be a widespread issue. So that's your threat assessment for August 15th and really into the 16th as well. So we'll start with Thursday. The best chance for severe weather is basically all of Missouri and all of Illinois. Those two are in that slight risk. In fact, I'm going to move this around a little bit, and we're going to measure this. This is just incredible. Look at this. So from Oklahoma up to Chicago, that's about 750 miles of a slight risk. That's big. I mean, you don't see slight risks this big very often. I mean, this is a weird year, but still, that's even weird for a slight risk's sake. The tornado threat is generally from, Missouri, parts of Iowa, Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin, almost all of Illinois, including Chicago, right on the edge. St. Louis, kind of in the thick of all of that, but it's only at 2%, which means probably one or two isolated tornadoes in particular areas. So Missouri might see 2, 3, 4 tornado warnings. Same thing for Iowa. And Illinois might see 3, 4, 5 isolated tornado warnings. So not a widespread event, but the chance is there for a couple of isolated tornado spin-ups. Large hail, basically the same place. The yellow shaded area has the better chance for hail. And the brown shaded area, that's just a 15% chance. Still a chance, but that's usually your 1 inch in diameter hail potential. And then the yellow usually means 1.25 inches, maybe 1.5 inches, possibly a few 1.75 inches. That 1.75 inches, by the way, is a golf ball size hail. Once you get to 2 inches, that's not tennis ball. Tennis ball is, I think, 2.5. 2 inches is size of a lime, small lemon. Damaging wind, kind of in the same areas that slight risk is at. So 60, 70 mile per hour wind gusts possible in those areas, especially in the yellow shaded area. That's where you'll see more significant windfall potential. Still in that 5% brownish orangish colored area. That's usually 60 mile per hour wind gust potential, and the yellow usually gets up to around 70 miles per hour. So when you start to see that 30% and 45%, even the 60% that you're talking about 80, maybe 90 mile per hour wind gusts. And that's not the case as we head through Thursday. Then on Friday, we'll talk about that in a minute. First, I want to show you a model run, and I don't usually show these kinds of model runs because I have my own. But this one seems to be hitting on some that my models aren't showing. So here's what it looks like. Now there is a cluster storm. See this cluster right here? Keep an eye on that. And then these clusters down here. Now this is 3 p.m. Thursday. So watch what happens wherever you're at. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 p.m. Thursday Central Time. So we'll go back. So this lines up with kind of what's happening out there right now. So there's 3 p.m., 4, 5. Notice that cluster of storms in Missouri, Oklahoma, parts of Iowa, and that line in eastern Nebraska. There's there's 7. So this is 6 p.m. That line's moving through eastern Nebraska, parts of south central Missouri, parts of Oklahoma. There's basically 3 very distinct areas with storms pushing through, and then that continues. This is 1 in the morning right there. So let's go back to the beginning here. There's 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. So depending on where you're at, if you're in eastern Nebraska, where a lot of people that watch me on TV are at, you're basically your 4 p.m. to 8 or 9 p.m., that's your best. best bet for severe weather. For other areas like Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, this could take some time. This could go into the overnight, into the morning hours on Friday. So large hail, damaging wind, and an isolated tornado a possibility. So let's go back to Thursday, and let me change things over here. And okay, this is back to Friday. I think the best chance for severe weather on Friday is going to be this area in Wichita, in and around Wichita, so Kansas, but anybody in the green shaded area, and this is kind of a big area, so let me zoom back out. This is a funky looking marginal risk, but all the way up here from Montana, swooping down and up, and that's not what the storms are going to do. This is just the area. There's going to be storms rolling through here, different pocket of storms here, different storms down here, probably ongoing storms from what's happening Thursday night into early Friday, and then a different wave of storms over here. So the areas that should be concerned about tornadoes is basically, and I don't want to say nobody, but the threat is less than 2% for everybody to see any kind of tornado activity. So that's the good news. The bad news is large hail, the size of bigger than golf balls, a possibility in this area right here, just north and west of Wichita, a swath right there for Nebraska and Kansas, and then in and around the Chicago area, a large hail threat. Better chance for damaging wind for just about everybody along that same area that has the marginal risk. So that area is being monitored as well. And then, so hail and wind, a possibility on Friday. But again, Thursday, many areas seeing chances for some strong storms. Friday, we'll do it again. And it even looks like Saturday and Sunday, the weekend, may see some areas that have strong to severe storms in some areas. So have a way to be alerted. This is a good way. Liking and subscribing to my channel, and ding the little bell. If you do that, you're automatically alerted when I go live, and that way you know. It's like another way to, hey, something's going on. There's severe weather somewhere. So I can help you out with that. If you don't want to do that, have an app that alerts you for your particular location. You can also have a weather radio. Don't rely on sirens too much. They're good if you're outside, but if you're inside like me, I sometimes have headphones on. Sometimes I'm listening to the TV a little loud, and you might not hear it. So that's never something to rely on. It's a good second or third or fourth level, but make sure that you have multiple ways to be alerted should severe weather happen in your area. So if there is severe weather ongoing, I will do a YouTube live stream. You'll know about it, and you can ask questions. Hey, what about my backyard? And I can zoom in and show you exactly what's happening and where it's happening. So thanks, everybody, and we'll talk soon.